Welcome to the Green Podcast. My name is Dylan Welch. I'm the CEO of green.org and Dylan Welch Media. Our goal with this podcast is to bring you the biggest names and leaders in renewable energy, clean technology, and sustainability so that you can stay up to date with the latest trends and everything that is happening in this world. Not only that, you'll get some action items for your life so that you can apply some amazing things and make your world a better place as well. Let's get the show started. Real quick, before we kick off this episode, I want to announce that we have our Fall 2022 Green Summit in San Diego, September 17th. Tickets are now available, so get yours today. It's one day of different speakers in renewable energy, clean technology, sustainability, all leaders sharing their vision in TED Talk style presentations for what the world will look like with a more sustainable future. There's only 300 available seats for the event, and I know they're going quickly. There's already less than 300 by the recording of this. So go grab your ticket, green-summit.org, and let's kick off the episode. Thank you very much.
Love the world we live in with EarthX TV. The only 24/7 channel.
It's about protecting our future.
Dedicated to our planet.
The number one goal is to protect plants and animals that live there.
Take action. Get inspired. Make an impact.
Join me in the fight for our planet.
That's what conservation takes.
Join the revolution on EarthX TV.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Green Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Welch, and today we have a very special episode, a very special guest. This person is someone I've been kind of following on social media, and we've been connected on LinkedIn for a while. And what he's doing is very forward thinking, but also in a very pragmatic way. So to watch his business kind of grow, something I've been very excited to watch and see. And not only that, but our guest today is also one of our panelists at the Green Summit talking about sustainable products. So today we have the founder and CEO of Delfast Bikes, Daniel Tonkopi, on the episode. Daniel, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here. Hi, Dylan. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm excited to be in your episode, and more than excited to visit this event in live and to be in panel to discuss, see a lot of people from the green industry, from the clean tech industry. Yeah, I'm sure it will be an awesome event.
It will, yes. And what you're doing is very awesome too. So we'll dive into Delfast Bikes soon, but I wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about your background. So tell us, where you're from and what led you into working in sort of the renewable energy, clean tech, electric vehicle space.
Probably the main thing what led me here, but the person, it's my father. He was a professor of ecology in Kazakhstan. So I grew up in Kazakhstan, Almaty city. And there was another reason that Almaty, it's a beautiful city surrounded by wonderful, marvelous mountains. But these mountains creates an ecological catastrophe. So because of these mountains, there is no wind in Almaty. So all this smoke, all pollution, all emissions from cars and factories is just staying above the city. Like it's not going anywhere. It's a black lens over the city. It's horrible. It's terrible. So it's an ecological catastrophe. And from the very young ages, I wanted to do something with this dirty, polluted air. So I dreamed that I will be able to clean up some pollution in cities. Then when I became older and became an entrepreneur, I thought, okay, now probably I can have a little bit of chance to do something. So previous 12 years, I lived in Ukraine and established my Delfast company there. And 1 year ago, I moved to Los Angeles, was part of our Delfast team. So now we are changing the world out from here, from Los Angeles.
That's really cool to hear. There's these kind of three elements that all came together. Your father, which obviously, tends to have a big impact on your life. Two, living in and growing up in a city where you can literally see and feel and taste the pollution. It's one thing to kind of hear, oh, climate change is happening, this and that. But when you can actually see the effects right in front of your very own eyes, it wakes you up a lot quicker. I live right by the ocean. And so when I see plastic being thrown into the ocean or things like that, it's right there. You
Right.
can see it, taste it, feel it. And then, sort of that entrepreneurial passion to be your own boss, start your own business and change the world. That's like the trifecta that I think of where people really have a positive impact. So, and also, obviously Ukraine right now is a very, interesting subject with what's happening in the world, both in terms of just the energy situation. What made you move the business why did you start the business in Ukraine, and what made you expand it to Los Angeles? What was that sort of process like?
Yeah, why did I start there? Because Ukraine probably one of the best places in the world. Like, believe it or not, but it's a beautiful nature, uh, open heart people, and there are a lot of opportunities in Ukraine. There were and there are. Like when I came to Ukraine first time, maybe 20 years ago, I thought, okay, I can be whoever I want to be here. Like if I want to be an entrepreneur, okay, here we are. If I want to be, I don't know, to create movies, I can do it there in Kiev. So it's one of the best places in terms of uh, making something important and putting some energy, your energy into something really big. Uh, so I started Delfast there, and then I realized that to create this company really global, to create a multi-billion company, I had to come to California. It's like the same analog. If you create a movie in Kiev, it will be great movie, but you won't show it in all cinemas in all over the world. You have to be here in Hollywood to show it everywhere. So the same story with the business. I started it there in Ukraine because of good good opportunities, and then we moved to Los Angeles there to make next steps and to create multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Amazing. And that's just smart business. I mean, well, one, I've never been to Ukraine myself, but I have quite a few Ukrainian friends, and they're all just the nicest, sweetest, passionate people. They're all smart, they're intelligent, they care, they're giving. So it's some place that is definitely on my bucket list. And I've done a lot of traveling in Europe, and it's a little bit different from America, where a lot of people ride bikes, a lot of people ride scooters. And so I can imagine that, those European cities tend to be a little bit better for, an electric bike, because people are already sort of predisposed to be riding bikes or riding Vespas, and the cities are closer together, more built for that. So I like that. And so what has the transition been like moving to America? Have you seen a lot of people picking it up? Because, I live in San Diego, which is south of LA, not far. And in the past year, 2 years, e-bikes have just blown up like crazy. So is that kind of the experience that you're having as well?
Yeah, definitely. When we were sitting in Kiev and selling our bikes all over the world, we saw the global trends. So our sales grown exponentially, like 3 times a year, every year. And we realized that America, for our company, American market was like 80% of our sales volume. Then Europe, then the rest of the world. So we realized, okay, we have to be in America. We have to be closer to our client, to our customer. And but again, America is huge. And where exactly in America? Where is the epicenter of these changes? So we analyzed state by state, and we realized that California is #1 state in terms of electric vehicles, in terms of transition to green energy, to clean tech, and everything. And again, California. When we were sitting and choosing, okay, which city we want to be in, like where we want to open our headquarters. Okay, we picked California, but California is big, and there are many beautiful cities: San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Sacramento, and other places. So we traveled over all cities and spoke with dealers, with bike resellers, with customers, with corporations who use electric vehicles, electric bikes, and realized that at the end of the day, Los Angeles tend to be a capital of electric vehicles of America and of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's great. So you got
yeah,
right into the heart of where everything is happening, and you're already established in Europe and Ukraine, and said, "Let's just go for it." That's amazing. And also, too, what I love talking to CEOs and entrepreneurs of businesses, but it's very rare that you find someone who has such a cool product. You know, oftentimes it's a service-based company or an app or a platform. So to see, you know, the Delfast bikes and how honestly just badass they look really make, like, you see those and you're like, yeah, pointing for those listening, Daniel's pointing to his background, which is a picture of it, and you see it and you just say, damn, that's awesome, like I want one. So it's very easy sell when, you know, you live in California and gas prices are over $5 and you just want to get down to the grocery store, you just want to walk to your friend's house or go to the gym, and you have to hop in your car to get there. I can see the, you know, the perks of having that Delfast bike is very, very nice.
yes,
So
thank you.
so real quick, tell me kind of what's the day-to-day life like, you know, at Delfast Bikes as the CEO. What are you guys kind of working on right now?
Yes, I just want to circle back to your to the description of our bike. I just wanted to mention that our bikes are not just another e-bike, not just a bicycle with a motor. No, we created it several years ago, and initially I established the Delfast company as a delivery service. It was 1 hour delivery company in Kiev, so we were delivering smartphones with the speed of pizza delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Like you order it at local Amazon, and our couriers would bring it to you within just 1 hour. Isn't it amazing?
Mm-hmm.
So, and but then we realized that 1 hour delivery, like disruptive delivery, needs disruptive solutions. And you know, I'm a big fan of eco, second generation environmentalist. So I thought, okay, I want to use electric bicycles. We bought an e-bike, and then we realized that it has a range of 20 miles on a single charge, which is not enough for our couriers job, couriers work. And so we had to adapt, to redesign, to redevelop e-bikes, and step by step we created e-bikes for our couriers which exceeded all the limits. And we established 220 miles range on a single charge without pedaling, and this is the Guinness World Record among e-bikes. So in short, we created the best e-bike in the world. Like,
That is amazing. And
yes,
not only did you make it, but it also looks super cool and badass too. Like it looks cool and it works the best. I think that's,
thank you.
you know, when it comes to a product, like that's what you're looking for, you know. So what's sort of your vision and your goal for the future of Delfast? I mean, there's definitely, obviously, you know, you look at the trends and just sort of what's happening in the world, more and more people are adapting electric vehicles. Where do you kind of see the business going and adapting and changing? Do you have that mapped out?
Of course, we are constantly changing. We hear and we ask our clients and customers what they want to write, what they want to see. And speaking about that, we made over 50,000 interviews with potential customers and asked them, hey guys, what do you need? So we realized that some people don't need higher range. Some people need like more convenient bike. Like some people ask, okay, I need a basket. I want to put some bags into a bike when I go to grocery store, right? Or a pet. So some people said, mostly women said that this bike is too heavy. They wanted it more lighter. So we analyzed all these 50,000 feedbacks and developed absolutely new model of e-bike, and we are going to launch it soon, just in the end of September. So please stay tuned. It will be absolutely new model based on customers' wishes and needs and desires. And apart from that, apart from working with customers, we are going to move our production out from China to the US. Now we make 80% of our assembly in China, and then final assembly is in Los Angeles, here in Whittier, California, to be more specific. But we want to open our factory, our assembly plant in the US, so it will be proudly assembled in America. So this is our short-term and long-term plans to move production in America, to launch new models, and to constantly develop the best e-bike for our clients.
Amazing. Good for you guys. Daniel, do you have any kind of moments in, your career where you're like, man, this is really coming together. This is taking off, that sort of stick out?
What do you mean?
Let's say it's, you're a specific number of sales, or was it, the Guinness World Record, or what was that moment where you kind of took a moment to step back and be like, wow, this is actually all coming together and happening?
Okay, probably I didn't understand the question because I don't have this, right? Like I'm not going to retire. I have a big goal. I have huge goal, like to make air in cities cleaner. And probably when I realized that, okay, we achieved some success here, then no, we won't stop. We will continue doing this because this is constant work. It's like I want to circle back to the situation in Ukraine. The next important point is to bring Ukraine to victorious, to win this war. But this is not the end. Then we will need to rebuild the country and to constantly develop Ukraine, to help our homeland. So yeah, we are not going to stop. We are going to constantly changing the world because we have a responsibility to make it a better place.
Yeah, it is really crazy, honestly. You're in a very unique situation where you're sort of at the forefront of these electric vehicles. But at the same time, you're very ingrained in one of the biggest issues that's happening on the planet right now. So it kind of, I'm sure, helps keep things in perspective when, you're, and I guess that's a really good answer to my question, because you're not looking at, oh, we made 100 sales this month. You're saying our goal is to, make cities and air cleaner, and that's a lot harder to sort of define, but also that means you've got very big and ambitious goals. So when you kind of combine these big ambitious goals with a war that's happening, I'm sure it helps you keep things in perspective, and gives you that motivation every single day to get out there and make that happen. So thank you for all that. That's why we've run the show and we run green.org, is to kind of highlight and talk to people like you who, one, have built a successful business, but two, are thinking bigger than just, hey, I want to build this business. I actually want to have a positive impact on the planet when a lot of crazy negative things are happening. So that means a lot. You're truly the American dream when it comes to sort of what you've created. What are your sort of personal goals and your vision for the next 10, 15 years? What would you like to accomplish?
That's a good question. Well, as an entrepreneur, I want to build a multi-billion corporation, electric vehicle company, and we are on our pace. We are doing good, I would say. We've raised $3 million last year through equity crowdfunding in Ukraine. We are going to raise up to $20 million this year. So speaking about that, if you are listening and you are people who are considering to invest and listening to us right now, so you're more than welcome to invest in our company. And next steps, as I already mentioned, to build a factory in the US, to expand more clean energy values all over the world, and in America and Europe and other countries. And I don't have an exact goal, an exact number, like I would say, okay, I will earn $1 billion and then I will stop. No, I don't have something like that. I just have some values and some lifestyle. And speaking about that, our team members are sharing these values. We are all caring about clean air, clean energy, like sports lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, like cycling, etc., etc. So it's more about way more about the path rather than achieving the goal in numbers.
Right. And what's cool too, I think when you have those extremely ambitious goals, to literally, make the world healthier, is no set number. It's not, hey, I want to get $1 billion. It's a long-term vision that you slowly work towards every day. And what's nice about that too is it gives you the freedom to be a little bit more flexible. You're allowed to, as things do change, and I believe we're going to see a lot of big changes in the next 10 years when it comes to big industries of energy and vehicles and technology, that you say, hey, this is our end goal. We don't know exactly how we're going to get there, but every single day we're going to work, and we've got this, this product we're offering. I think that's one of the best visions that you can have as an entrepreneur. You kind of have that crazy big goal, but you still take care of those day-to-day processes. Well, I cannot wait. Seriously, I cannot wait to check out the bikes. I will be purchasing one for sure.
Awesome.
And then I can't wait to have you at the Green Summit. Hopefully you can bring a bike or two that our audience can, take a look at and get their hands on. I'm sure people will be excited to see that. But for everyone listening, you mentioned investing. What is the best way to kind of, one, if people are interested in checking out the bike, where should they go? And then two, if they're interested in investing, where should they go to get more information about that?
Yes, of course, just visit www.delfastbikes.com. Delfast stands for We Deliver Fast. As you remember, we grew up from a delivery service company. So that's what it means. So delfastbikes.com. And right now we have a promo campaign, $700 off. So we extend the summer. So if you will be able to get additional discounts, so guys, you are lucky. And if you want to invest, please contact me. My email is DT, stands for Daniel Tonkopi, dt@delfastbikes.com. I will be more than happy to discuss investment opportunities. And our company probably is one of the best opportunities you've ever heard of. So yes, and welcome. Everyone is more than welcome to Green Summit. I'm thrilled to take part there, to be at the panel discussion, to show our product, and to speak to a lot of interesting people, and to make new connections.
Yeah, Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Everyone listening, delfastbikes.com, dt@delfastbikes.com for investment information. I'm so excited, Daniel, to chat with you and just, again, watch sort of what you've been working on is amazing. I love just talking to entrepreneurs like you who have that big vision goal and are actually going out and making it happen and have a product that's selling. It's very exciting. I know how ridiculously hard that is to get there. So I have so much respect for everything that you've done. And I can't wait to see you at the Green Summit. Can't wait to take the Delfast bike for a spin, get my hands on one. So yeah, again, just wanted to quick thank you for your time. Appreciate you for being here today.
Thank you very much, and see you on Green Summit.
See you there. And to everyone listening, watching, supporting the show, can't thank you enough. Our goal is to bring you leaders like Daniel who are just doing exciting things in the business, entrepreneurship, clean tech, sustainable space. Daniel will be at the Green Summit September 17th. So if you're interested in coming, very few spots left. I highly recommend you get those tickets as soon as possible because they're going quick. But other than that, every week, our goal is to bring you leaders like Daniel who are making things happen. So I want to thank you for your time, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Green Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the episode. My name is Dylan Welch. Appreciate it. As always, stay up to date with the latest information on green.org and dylanwelch.com. Dylan Welch Media is a full-service media and communications agency dedicated to promoting, marketing, and helping businesses in clean tech, renewable energy, and sustainability grow, get more clients, get more customers, get in front of their ideal clientele. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. If you're interested in joining the Green Summit, go to www.green-summit.org. Reserve your ticket today. There's very few spots left, so make sure you get on that ASAP. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.